There's a way that you can edit slides within NotebookLM, sort of. Let me go through what I found out. So I made a video about a month ago, going through how to make a slide deck in NotebookLM. So let me go back into that notebook. It was this one, the General Aviation Notebook. Let's scroll up. Okay, so I went in and it's this. So this is the slide deck. This is, 31 days ago, so exactly a month ago. And I made this slide deck and expand that. And I won't go through the whole thing on here, but this was the slide deck. It's about METARs and TAFs. It's weather stuff for pilots, etc. Okay, no problem. So one of the questions that comes up all the time is, can you edit slide decks within NotebookLM? And it's not, I mean, kind of, but not really. Not the way that people want to. For example, with data tables, you can export them directly to Sheets, and then you can do whatever you want. There's nothing like that with slide decks. What I found, though, is that I could take the slide deck, generate it within NotebookLM, export it or download it from NotebookLM as a PDF, and then upload that PDF as a source, and then create a new slide deck. It's kind of a roundabout solution, but just to, if you want to follow along, I'll go back to the beginning. So you go to notebooklm.google.com, and you start here, and then you either create or go into an existing notebook. And then, again, I already have the slide deck created. So within this slide deck, I clicked here to download. And again, I already did this, so it doesn't really matter. I'm not going to go through it again, but you click this, and then it'll download it to PDF, wherever you have downloads. Go on your computer. And then you take that PDF, and you go over here to add sources on the left. And you can either drag it to here, or you can, actually, dragging it is, oh, sorry, you can just click on choose file right in the middle, and then pick it from your computer. Again, I already did this, so see the name here, this is the one, scroll down, this is the one that I added back. And once you have it added, then I deselected everything else, and I only selected that source. Like, this was my starting point. And then I went back into slide deck, and then put in whatever description. So this, so this one, 39 minutes ago, this is the one that I actually created. And my prompt was just to change all slides from a light theme to a dark theme. What actually happened was, first I did the same process, and then I prompted it to change, this slide, and I asked it to change everything that was blue to red, just a really basic thing, but only to change this slide and keep everything else the same. And it had an error, and it was weird because it had an error, but it wouldn't let me expand the error, so I couldn't see what it was. So I could either do nothing or I could delete. So I just deleted and started over. And then, for this one, I just had to change everything from a light theme to a dark theme and see how that did. It took a while, and this is part of why I did this ahead of time. I was just going to do it in the video, but I would have ended up just cutting most of it out anyway, because it probably took about 10 minutes. 10 minutes. But anyway, this is what it came up with. And what I'll do is I'll go through the old slides and then the new slides so that you can actually see the differences. They're really similar, and this is part of why in the beginning I said it kind of works. The slide decks are really similar. They are not identical. And if what you need is something identical plus, whatever slight change you have, I couldn't get it to do that. If you just need some kind of style change and you can, deal with things not being exactly identical, then this might work for you. But I'll go through all the slides just so you can see the differences. and they're kind of too busy. I was going to do a split screen and just show you both at the same time. They're really busy, so I don't think that would really be easy to see. So this is the original first slide, and I'm not going to go through what all this means. It doesn't really matter for this. This is the first slide with the dark theme. Pretty similar, but the layout's a little bit different. This is justified differently. It's centered in the other one. Not a huge deal, but it is different. And going here, and then looking at the second slide. Okay. And then what it changed it to. Again, the images are different. The way the text is on here is slightly different. Again, most of it is either similar or the same, but there are slight differences. And third slide is this. And the new one is here. Again, the images. This image is different. This one is slightly different. It has the rain falling. The other one, it didn't have that. And again, slight differences, but still pretty close. Next one is here. Layout's a little different. Similar though, again, anyway, very similar. Next one is this. And here. I don't like how they have the dots, like the ellipses here, and they cut out the actual report. That's kind of important. That's one of the bigger ones that I wouldn't be okay with that. Again, there are some other differences here. Like this is a little different. The images are a little different. But like this, for me, wouldn't be good enough for this specific slide deck. Moving on, the next one is here. And that's the new one. Slight differences, again, ellipsis. That message is really important. So that's not really okay for this specifically, but again, your mileage may vary. Next one is here. And here. The layout of these images is a little different. The images themselves are a little different. Again, they cut this off again. Next, here. A little different. Message is cut off again. Actually, it's cut off in the original, so that one is actually okay. This one's actually really close. They added these images in, but it's really close. Next. What's different? This is a little smaller. The layout of this is slightly different. Again, this one's really close. Next. Slightly different formatting, but still pretty close. Almost identical. Again, different highlighting, but almost identical. Next here. Almost done. This was arguably the biggest change. This slide actually combines two slides from the original. I'll go back and show you both of them. So this was the first one on the original, and then this was the next one. And then going back to the new slide, this was basically the first one, and then down here they just kind of compressed the second one. I'm not crazy about that, but again, it might work for whatever slide deck you have. Let me see, back. Pretty close. Slightly different layout. This is a little bit larger, but pretty close. And I think, yeah, this is the last one. Again, pretty close. Slight differences. These weren't on the original. This wasn't on the original. Formatting's a little different, etc. But pretty close. So that was the whole slide deck, both slide decks. So again, it was really close. So if I was just showing the second slide deck and it didn't really matter about the slight differences that I showed, that would be fine. So I mean, try it out. Like that again, your mileage may vary. The whole thing from the beginning, or the short version, is notebooklm.google.com, and you get here, you pick your notebook or create a new one. You have to have sources, but assuming you have a slide deck created in here, go into that slide deck and you download it as a PDF, and then you go to add sources and you upload that PDF back in, and then you make sure that that is selected, only that is selected, and then you go to slide deck and you prompt it for whatever changes you want to the slide deck. Again, in mine, I did a simple prompt intentionally, and it was just to change everything from light theme to dark theme. You can try other things. Like I said, I tried to change only one slide and then errored out. I don't know what the error was. It wouldn't show me. So this isn't an exact science. It did kind of work. So if you are in a position where you need to have a slide deck edited within NotebookLM, and I think there are better options, honestly, but that's a different conversation. I've made other videos about that. But this is a pretty good solution. So maybe 85–90% for the slide deck that I tried. But try it out and see what you think, and I'll see you next time.